Hello, I'm Nikki Newman. This is my official YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The sun is shining, but my mood is chaotic after catching up on the latest Genoa City drama. Grab your snacks and settle in because we have a massive amount of ground to cover and I am practically bursting at the seams. Let's dive right in. I cannot believe they actually went there. Seriously, am I hallucinating? Did I just watch what I think I watched? I'm typing this so fast my fingers are cramping, but I have to get this out before I explode. They brought her back. They actually brought her back. And they put her on a yacht with Jack. I am losing my absolute mind over the sheer chaos of Victor Newman's brain. Like, I've been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen Victor pull some incredibly petty, borderline supervillain stunts, but this takes the entire cake. He kidnapped Jack Abbott. Again, but he didn't just lock him in a dungeon. Oh no, that would be too normal. Instead, he orchestrates this bizarre, twisted love boat from hell scenario in the middle of Lake Michigan. I am screaming at my screen. Because who does? He trapped Jack on this yacht with Patty freaking Williams. I mean Patty, the cats, the insanity, the history. I know some people are loving this nostalgic villain callback, but personally, I am just terrified and obsessed all at once. Patty is a certified wild card. Putting Jack in a confined space on the water with a woman who has a track record of absolute psychotic breaks is so dark, even for the mustache. And of course, because it's Patty, she doesn't just sit there. She drugs him. She literally gets the means to drug Jack Abbott and drags him into bed. I was watching this through my fingers, cringing so hard. Like Jack has been through the ringer, but waking up drugged next to Patty Williams while trapped on a moving vessel, that is pure nightmare fuel. And Victor arranged it like ordering coffee. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the absolute worst possible timing in the history of Genoa City. Because WHO walks in Diane Jenkins Abbott. Of course she does, because why wouldn't Diane magically find her way onto this specific yacht at the exact wrong moment? And her reaction, oh my God, I am so frustrated with Diane right now. She walks in, sees Jack in bed with Patty, and just drops him like a hot potato. She doesn't stop to think, hey, my husband is out of it, maybe he's been drugged. Nope, she goes full victim mode and bails. I'm sorry, but after everything Jack has forgiven Diane for the fake death, the Jeremy Stark mess, she sees one out of context scenario and she's done. Make it make sense. I never fully trusted Diane's redemption arc, but this proves she is always looking for an out. So Jack is dumped, traumatized, and probably horribly seasick. And what is Victor doing? Sitting at the ranch, sipping his tequila, expecting a massive pat on the back from his wife. Because in Victor's twisted mind, Nikki should be applauding him. He actually expects Nikki to show unwavering loyalty after he just orchestrated the psychological torture of a man she loves. I mean, Jack isn't just some random business rival to Nikki. They have history, a deep bond. Nikki was his sponsor, his lover, his friend, and Victor knows this. But Victor is so blinded by his toxic hatred for the Abbotts that he thinks Nikki will just shrug and say, good job, honey. It's infuriating to watch. The sheer arrogance of Victor Newman is off the charts. He demands loyalty like a mafia boss, ignoring the emotional collateral damage he causes. And guys, this is where I am cheering at my screen, because Nikki is not having it. We have seen Nikki defend Victor's terrible behavior for decades. We literally just saw her trying to justify his actions, begging Jack to forgive Victor for her sake, instinctively protecting that brutal husband of hers, because that's what she's programmed to do. But this yacht incident, this was the final straw. Nikki is absolutely heartbroken and devastated over what Victor did to Jack. She is sick and tired of Victor's relentless attacks on the Abbott family. You can see the pure exhaustion in her eyes. Melody Thomas Scott is acting her boots off in these scenes. She looks at Victor not with love, but with pure disgust. And I am SO here for Nikki finally waking up and realizing that her husband is a vindictive monster who will never change. But of course, Victor cannot handle being challenged. He cannot handle a woman, let alone his own wife, telling him he's out of line. So what does he do? He kicks her out. He literally orders Nikki to leave his house, as if she hasn't built that entire legacy with him. I was yelling at the TV, you do not treat the matriarch of the Newman family like a stray dog, Victor, but he did. He threw her out because she dared to care about a human being other than him. The absolute coldness in his voice when he told her to pack her bags, it gave me chills. Remember when they tried this separation storyline a few years ago and it fizzled out? Yeah, it didn't work then either. But this time feels different. This feels permanent. Because Nikki deserves so much better than being a pawn in Victor's pathetic war against Jack. So now Nikki is out on the street, well out in a luxury hotel suite, and she is furious. She is not just sad, she is out for absolute blood. And who does she turn to? Jack. Yes, give me all the Jack and Nikki scenes. I am a sucker for their dynamic. They have this shared trauma of surviving Victor, and now they are both direct victims of his latest unhinged scheme. And they decide to team up. Nikki is determined to teach Victor a lesson he will never forget. She wants to end him once and for all. And Jack is 100% on board. Jack doesn't even care about the Newman Enterprises drama for his own sake anymore. He is doing this entirely for Nikki. He wants to protect her from Victor's tyranny. The way Jack looks at Nikki with such respect compared to how Victor treats her, it's night and day. I am totally shipping this revenge tour. Wait, okay, back to the point. We have to talk about the massive elephant in the room, Phyllis Summers. Because while Victor and Jack have been playing their petty games, Phyllis has somehow managed to slither her way into controlling Newman Enterprises. Like what I know, she teamed up with Kane Ashby, and I know she is spiraling out of control because Summer and Daniel completely disowned her. But how on earth did she get her hands on Newman? Oh, right, the illegal AI program. This show and its sudden obsession with bizarre tech storylines, I swear every time they introduce AI, it's ridiculous. But I am living for how unhinged Phyllis is right now. She is a wounded animal lashing out at everyone, and now she has the keys to the kingdom. She is running the show using illegal AI, a federal crime waiting to happen, but she doesn't care. So Nikki and Jack's master revenge plan isn't just about hurting Victor emotionally. It's about taking back Newman Enterprises from Phyllis. Jack wants Nikki to run the company. He wants to snatch it right out of Phyllis's hands and put Nikki directly in the CEO chair. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. Victor has treated Nikki like she's completely disposable, like she means nothing to the legacy she helped build. Why shouldn't she take it for herself? Why shouldn't she show Victor that she is just as capable, just as ruthless, and just as powerful as he is? Jack is fully supporting her in this, and I love seeing him play the supportive partner role. He's not trying to take Newman for Jabba. He wants it for Nikki. That is true love, folks, or at least true unadulterated spite against Victor Newman, which is basically the same thing. And how are they going to do it, blackmail baby? Yes, this is the soapy, dramatic goodness I signed up for. Nikki and Jack are fully prepared to play incredibly dirty. They know Phyllis is using this highly illegal AI program to maintain her control over the corporation. They know she is deeply vulnerable right now. If they can get the concrete proof, they can completely destroy Phyllis and force her to hand over the company on a silver platter. I mean, Phyllis is already a total mess. She's alienated everyone who ever loved her. If Jack and Nikki corner her with evidence of federal corporate espionage, she will have no choice but to fold. I kind of feel bad for Phyllis because she is so isolated and hurting, but at the same time, she brought this on herself. You don't steal Newman and expect the universe to let you keep it. Can we just take a moment to imagine Victor's face when he finds out about this? Because I am literally cackling to myself thinking about it. Imagine Victor Newman sitting in his big leather chair at the ranch thinking he has won absolutely everything. He got rid of Jack, he punished Nikki, he thinks he's completely untouchable, and then boom. Nikki walks in not as his subservient wife, but as the new undisputed CEO of Newman Enterprises, fully backed by Jack Abbott. The absolute meltdown Victor is going to have will be legendary. He will be screaming, "You got that so loud, they'll hear it in Los Angeles." He will be furious that Jack Abbott has any kind of control or influence over Newman, even if it's just through Nikki. It is the ultimate humiliation for Victor. He lost his wife, his company, and lost it all to his mortal enemy. And let's be real for a second. Victor deserves every single ounce of this incoming karma. He has spent decades playing God with people's lives and facing zero consequences. He literally just put a man on a boat with a known psychopath who drugged him. That is a massive, highly illegal crime. Victor belongs in a maximum security prison, not in a corner office dictating terms. But since no one in Genoa City ever goes to jail for more than a week, losing his precious company to his wife and his nemesis is the next best thing. I know some old school fans are probably like, Victor is the show, you can't have him lose like this. But I completely disagree. The show is so much more dynamic when Victor gets knocked down a peg and has to fight his way back. We need him to suffer a little bit. We need him to realize he cannot treat people like garbage. So, what's going to happen next? I am betting Nikki and Jack get their hands on that AI evidence by the end of the month. Phyllis is going to crack under the immense pressure, maybe try to strike a desperate deal with Kane to save herself, but it won't work. Nikki is going to march into the Newman Towers, slam that evidence on the desk, and take her rightful place on the throne. And Jack is going to be standing right behind her, smiling that smug, dimpled Abbott smile of his. Meanwhile, Diana is going to realize she made a massive mistake dumping Jack over the Patty incident, but it'll be way too late because he'll be too busy being a power couple with Nikki. And Victor will be plotting his dark revenge, of course, because the cycle never ends with him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. See you tomorrow.